Today we have to discuss creation, innovation and invention. The meanings as well as some examples of this innovation and invention and creation. So you will be able to understand what is creativity process, barriers of the creativity, what is innovation and invention, difference between innovation and invention. This is very, very important to understand, and innovation process and challenges for the innovation. There are several challenges. What do you think about these people? People who change the human lives. You know the Thomas Alva Edison, he invented the electric bulb, and Alexander Graham Bell, and Martin Cooper, and John Logie Baird, Marconi, Charles Babbage. So the products or else the new innovation they have made will last for the next centuries also. And you can see the basic idea they had introduced, and from that you can see some new innovation of that. When you consider the telephone, you can find the analog one, it has become a digital era, then digital telephones, then mobile phones also. You can see now you can hardly see the mobile phone with buttons. All are Android mobile phones or iOS mobile phones. Likewise, from this time up to the current products, they have developed in those products in several generations actually. And this is another set of people who change the human lives. And you know the Steve Jobs, and inventor of the email, and also memory chip, Ronald Morano, and Dr. Farid, he invented the first hybrid car. So likewise, these are the giants. They introduce the products as well as the service that will change the humans' lives. So let's see this small video clip, how Toyota dominated the car market in the world. Let's see this video clip.
Biggest company と言われるよりは Greatest company、私は数値目標を語ります。
What do you think about the world's largest automaker maintaining its identity as a Japanese company?
設立当時はですね、トヨタっていうのは日本で作る。
When our company was founded, Toyota Motors' business model focused on exporting domestically built vehicles for sale in other countries.
というビジネスモデルだったわけですが、今では
To the contrary, Toyota now makes cars abroad that are brought back home and also shipped to other countries.
そうした時に
Given the current situation, I think there are a lot more important things than just the location of manufacture.
それは
To put it more simply, I believe that our challenge is to build value into our brand by offering our customers higher quality, made by Toyota vehicles.
価値を創造していくことこそがですね、我々がチャレンジすべきことなんじゃないのかなというふうに思っております。我々のビゲストカンパニーと言われるよりは、
As we'd rather be called greatest
と言われ
company
ることにみんな
than
で努
biggest
力をしてい
company,
ます。やっぱり企業
we are making company-wide efforts toward achieving this goal. It is then of great importance to consider whether we can really offer value to customers by pursuing large company size and whether we have become a company truly needed by every region where we operate. I ask myself quite often, what does it actually mean to regional communities and customers to be a big business?
ね、一番ね、エコカーなのに、ファントゥードライブ。だからずっと楽しくなければ車じゃないって。
You have often mentioned your desire to build fun-to-drive cars. As self-driving cars will be introduced into the market in the future, is it possible these futuristic cars will convey the fun of driving?
車の良さというのは、やっぱりその
The joy of driving a car is that a driver can move it freely. If they want to turn or move their vehicle to the left or accelerate forward, they can do it easily.
扱える。そしてもっとトレーニング
Additional training can help cars upgrade their skills, so I think vehicles are just like athletic
パー
partners.
トナーだと思います。ですからそこにもし
Therefore, I myself don't want to limit the role of vehicles just to transportation means.
することは私自身としてはね、避けたいというふうに思っています。日本語の表現でいきますと。
In Japanese, there is a word,
車には愛がつきます。愛車
Aisha, for one's beloved car. I refers to love, and Sha means car. I think self-driving cars have significant potential to be innovative mobility solutions that can be called a beloved
た
car.
だ自動運転イコール
As for me, however, I have no desire to develop a self-driving car merely as a transportation means that could take the fun out of driving. In my view, doing so might represent a denial for our automobiles.
自動車というものを否定してしまうんじゃないのかなというふうにも思っています。意思ある踊り場から実践する段階に移ってきたと。
You have so far detached yourself from the approach to pursuing numerical targets. Could you tell us again about your real intentions?
トヨタも
Toyota is no exception in this regard, as it has expanded with a focus on achieving numerical goals. Well, as my surname suggests, once I start talking about numerical goals, it is likely that managers and employees will altogether scramble to address one issue. Given the size of Toyota, it is ideal that our company should be led by many managers who work closely with employees, rather than the top-down single leader, with the company's chief held responsible for its performance. Such corporate structure allows us to bring out the best in employees. In this sense, it's not my task to mention numerical objectives, setting the stage for many other managers to make quick decisions on certain matters. Good decision-making will lead to development of an exciting car that is far beyond customers' expectations and can bring a smile to their faces. The important thing here is that managers are able to make decisions and take actions more speedily in order to produce even more attractive cars. So I don't have to talk about numerical targets. Even though I don't mention targets, it doesn't mean that all Toyota persons hesitate to speak out. Well, I think other managers speak of targets from time to time, but they can do so because they are responsible for supervising factory operations and workers. Therefore, if they find quality or other problems, they can soon take necessary steps to continue Kaizen improvement on the factory floor. Because of all this, factory managers recognize that even if they are spurring workers on by setting numerical goals, factory staff are also able to avoid production problems. It is now very clear where the company's overall responsibility lies. One person is responsible for the past, present, and future business activities. As I am the one in charge, I now realize that Toyota is a company that has been driven by various people.
Okay, then you could understand the new technology used in the automobile industry and self-driving cars, the hybrid cars, as well as you can find the electric cars also. Why? You can understand how it evolved from the first. The Carl Benz introduced the car before 100 or 150 years before. Since then, how those cars develop. Actually, innovation, not only the product innovation, ICT also there. You know that when you consider one car, there may have only hundreds of control units, embedded systems, all of these are used, the software as well as the embedded system controls actually controls the airbags and the brake system and the engine, everything is there related to the ICT innovation. So the ecosystem also, I'm not going to show you this one. This is also the similar to the previous one. And when you have to understand what is this creativity. There may have some different definition for that. Consider this simple example. The nail. When you want to fix the nail to the certain board or the wall, sometimes you will damage your finger when you use the hammer. So if you use this types of a handle, you can easily do it. That is also one innovation that is not related to the ICT, but you have to understand how simple this innovation. And creativity is the ability to develop new ideas and to discover new ways of looking at a problem and opportunities. So that I think all of you have the creativity. Everyone will have, but you have to get your ability and think. So that's why in this this course module also gradually improve your creativity knowledge, and finally at the end of the course module I hope you will present a good innovation related to this. So that's why I gave you a group work from the beginning. So ability to develop a new idea, that will be a new idea, and to discover new ways of looking at a problem. So if there is a problem, customers unmet need or unsatisfied need, or a certain customer group or the segment, and you can look that problem in a new way, and from that it will be you can create a good opportunity by introducing a product or service. And innovation is the ability to apply the creative solutions. Here you have given a creative solution or the new idea to the problem or opportunities to enhance or enrich the people's lives. Enhance or enrich. Actually, innovation, when it comes to the innovation, definitely it will have a commercial value. Otherwise, it will be an invention. So, innovation, a creative solution to the problem or the opportunity to enhance or to enrich the people's lives. And we can learn to be creative. Yes, can we? Yes, we can. So, first of all, yes, how can we do it? So, by overcoming paradigms and by suspending conventional thinking. So, this is very, very important. Suspending conventional thinking. You have to think out of the box for a certain problem or a certain thing. So, overcome the paradigms by suspending your conventional thinking. If you are a traditional thinker, you will have to suspend that one, your conventional thinking, and come out of the box and think different way, and long enough to consider new and different alternatives. So, you can think the new, completely new idea or different alternatives for the existing one. So that's how you can develop your creative knowledge, creativity. And when you consider this creativity, 4 stages of the creativity. One is illumination, see the solution, then first of all the preparation, gathering the information. You have to gather the information, and also incubation. Incubation means setting the problems aside. So you have to incubate that problem, setting the problems and understand the problem clearly, and in each and every items of that problem you have to analyze it. And verification. verification, and then verification and refining the idea, then illumination, see the solution. So these 4 steps you will have to use. Creativity can solve almost any problem. The creativity act, the defeat of habit by originality overcomes everything. This model will introduced in 1926 by Graham Wall's Art of the Thoughts. And when you consider creativity, new ideas can open up a new world. New ideas can open up a new world and new insights and new ways of doing all things. New ways of doing all things. New ideas can open up the new worlds, new insights and new ways of doing all things. When you analyze the available products, well matured products, and when you analyze it from the invention, you can understand how this creativity process applied for that one. For an example, get the televisions. You could remember when you analyze it, the first generation of the televisions. Now we are using LED television. So with the technology, it will develop and power saving as well as better image quality televisions. Now we can use the LED one. Before that, you could see a certain large tube one. Then after introduce the crystal liquid displays, as well as this will once again it will be improved to the LED televisions. So creativity can help us to reinvent ourselves, our organization and entire nation, as well as it will be a brain. When you consider the creativity, brain is the power. You will have to have a thinking power and think new ways of doing things and invent things. Creative idea generation technique. One is the brainstorming. Brainstorming means it is a group of the creative techniques. Actually, select a group of researchers or else group from the R&D department, and they are going to train towards a certain idea, give them some knowledge of that one, and having some brainstorming sessions. After finishing that, they have to think towards that given idea and develop the product or service. Brainstorming, I will discuss the rest of the classes, don't worry about it. And focus group. The brainstorming actually effects are made to find a conclusion for a specific problem and gathering a list of ideas from the people that is participated to brainstorming, and then everyone must contribute and select from that set of ideas, selects the most suitable one for the given problem. And focus group is good way to gather together people from similar background or experience. So when you select the members for the brainstorming session, you have to gather the people from the similar background or experience. Small number of people, usually 4 to 5, and maximum 15 or typically 8 is better. And together with the moderator, as well as someone must conduct the brainstorming session and discuss the specific topic of interest. And providing the creative training. There are some different trainings to increase or enhance this creativity. What separate of average person from Edison, Picasso, or even Shakespeare is in creative capacity. So you know that we can polish it also, and also providing the support, give the employees and the tools and resources need for this creativity, and rewarding the creativity when introducing good ideas. Those people must be given the monetary rewards or praise or appraisal or recognition, and recognition for their new creativity, as well as modeling creative behavior. As the companies also must provide the environment for this creativity. That's how the creativity can be enhanced. And when you consider your brain, the brain can be divided into left and right. Left brain bias attitude, right brain bias also. Here you can see the left brain is control the right side of the body, right brain control the left side of the body. Control the right side of the body. Verbal, analytical, abstract, two-dimensional, objective, logical, rational, factual, and quantitative things will be done by the left brain. The right brain control the left side of the body, visual, intuitive, concrete, three-dimensional, subjective, emotional, irrational, and things will be done by the right brain body. If you are an innovator, or if you are if you want to practice as an innovator, you have to develop your left and right. You have to get the work from the left and the right brain also. So the linear creativity and the lateral creativity. Linear creativity actually related to logic and knowledge, focus in depth, and use the skills, hard work, and use the experience. And also lateral creativity also breathe, as well as innovation. Always try to find the uniqueness of the products, analogous, and always think out of the box. So if you have to practice these two creative things, linear and the lateral. So when you see the elements of the creativity, always most of the innovators are going to find these things: uniqueness of that is the originality of the, and valued usefulness. If you innovate something but no one is going to use it, what would have? There is no value, and you can't commercially not a viable, so that it must have a value, useful, and intent, the purpose. There must have purpose and continuous implementation excellence. These four elements must be there in the creativity. So once again we can see the creative thinking. The lateral creativity is the right brain is creative and intuitive, that is called the lateral thinking, and left brain is the logical and rational, linear, vertical thinking. Those who use the right brain and are more likely to be the different and challenge the traditional mindset. And which leads to innovation, also known as the creative destruction. Basically, right brain innovation, creative destruction, and innovators being different from that. What are the barriers of this one? If you are going to have some creative, do some creative thinking, sometimes you may have different barriers. These are the set of barriers you may have. I don't think that all of you have these barriers, but you may have one or several of from this list. One is searching for the one right answer. You are going to search one right answer. The most educational systems teach that there is one right answer to the problem. One right answer to the problem. This is a boom of creativity since it acts as a block of brainstorming. Don't think that there is only one answer. There may have some different right answers. So focusing on being logical, you always try to be logical and blindly following the rules. Sometimes you are going to follow the rules blindly without understanding of that. Oftentimes, creativity depends on our ability to break existing rules so we can find the new ways of doing things. You are going to apply some mathematical or else any other rules without any meaning. So consistently being practical. So we can't do that also. Consistently being practical, suspending the practicality for a while frees the mind and consider the creativity solution there. So sometimes if you have a set of ideas, all of these ideas cannot be implemented. So when you think that when you are going to find a solution that can be implemented always, you can't find that. So that suspend the practicality for a while and think. Then after having a good idea, the next you can think that whether we can implement it that or not. Sometimes the technologies from the available technology you cannot implement, or else the technology is there, but in your situation those are very expensive, so that you have to find a solution, the cheaper solution for that one. So that's why I also introduced one idea about this coin monitoring the COVID-19 quarantine patients. So in that time, there may have some highly sophisticated, expensive devices, heat sensors as well as pressure meters, any other devices there. But those are very expensive. So the creative idea was how to monitor the COVID-19 quarantine patient when they are quarantined at their homes or else at the intermediate centers. So when the country like Sri Lanka, we don't have some sophisticated method as well as the hospital facilities actually we could manage, but there are some countries below our country, so they may not have proper hospital facility for all the patients. In such case, how to find a solution to monitor them with the available resources? The creative idea is that one, how to monitor those patients with the available resources, not highly expensive resources. So you can see that from that idea I can divide into several parts. Monitor the patients who are in the quarantine at their homes or intermediate centers, and next one is use the available device, not the new devices, available device. So in such case, I have to write down the technology we have and the way of doing that one. So you can see the available technology. What are the available devices and technology? We can use the smartphones very easily. I think most of when you analyze in Sri Lanka, and with this pandemic situation, the ICT analyze even in the rural area, more than 60% users are using mobile users are using the smartphones, and also the internet penetration in the country is more than 80% or 79 or something like that. That means almost when you consider one household, there may have one smartphone with the internet connection. So we can use that idea. Likewise, we have to analyze the existing technology and match the creative idea to the existing technology. Otherwise, your idea will fail. And weaving plays as furious, that the play gives us the opportunity to reinvent reality of the formulate established way of doing things and becoming overly specialized. So if you have this one, defining a problem as one area of specialty limits the ability to see how it might be related to the other issues, and avoiding the ambiguity as well as fearing to look foolish. Sometimes if you fear or you are reluctant to give your ideas because others will tell that what a foolish idea. Likewise, others never say like that, but you would think, and fearing mistakes and failures. Mistake is when you make a mistake, it will reach to your success. So don't tell that when you make a mistake or failure is a reaching to your next success. Trying something new often leads to the failure. However, failure should not be seen an end, but rather is a pit stop towards success. So when you fail something, you will learn more, and you will never do such mistakes later in your new ideas. So believe in that I am not creative. This is most of the students as well as people have this one. I am not creative. I don't have a creative ideas. Don't think like that. Even I read one book recently about the innovation. The writer says that the childs are the best innovators because they have some new ideas. So most of the innovators can learn from the kids. And expecting creativity and also expecting how to enhance this creativity. Next we'll discuss the barriers, we'll discuss, and next we will discuss how to enhance the creativity. Expecting creativity, one of the best ways of communicate expectation of creativity is to give employers permission to be creative. So that if you are a head of a certain company and heading the innovation center, you will always encourage them to do this creativity, tolerating the failures. If they make some mistakes, as a company it must tolerate and give the freedom to think and the creative ideas. Creative ideas produce failures as well as success. Always not the success, but there may have some failures. Creativity requires taking chance, and managers must remove employees' fear of failure. So one of the good example is the Sony and multinational companies. They normally give the freedom to the employers. If they make a mistake, and also the other resources, if they want money, they will give. But if they make a mistake and tolerate, it will tolerate by the company. And if they make a success, it will be a great achievement, and the company as a company, and they can earn more. So that they have to tolerate all those failures also. Encouraging the curiosity and consistently asking what if questions and taking into the maybe we could. So don't tell the pessimistic ideas, and always the employees must be encouraged. And viewing the problem as challenges, every problem offers the opportunity of innovation. Dumping one's problem to the employee's desk to be fixed does nothing to develop the creativity with employers. As that's why I will give you the idea. I will give you a certain scope for you. You can freely think, and I have given 3 weeks time. The first week of January. So every group must present their new ideas. During that time, you can discuss with your members and improve your. Each and everyone may have some ideas. Then you can refine by discussing it, and finally you can present one idea to the class. So creativity process, when you get the creativity process, first one is identify the goal, wish or opportunity. You have to identify this one in your also. Then gather the input insights and clarify the challenges. You have to clarify what are the challenges you have, and generate ideas. Then you can have the ideas and prototype and strengthening it, and plan an action after success, after having designed this prototype. If it is success, then you can have a plan for the actions and implement and evaluate. So from this is the ability to develop new ideas and discover the new ways of looking at the problem and the opportunities. When you consider the creative process, so you can find 7 steps. Preparation, and you have to have a big idea and investigate about it. So simply I get the one idea. One is how to monitor the quarantine patient. That is one idea. Investigate it, the different ways that we can do it, and transform the idea to that. And then incubation, illumination, and finally verification and implementation. Let's see one by one. The preparation means prepare the mind for creative thinking. Formal education, when you get an idea, unless you have unless you have the knowledge, or if you want to know in this field more, you will have to read the books and refer the research papers, as normally we will do. We will download all the research papers related to that idea, and see how they did, what are the technology that they use. That is investigation. Develop the solid understanding of the problem or the decision. Then you can do this one by reading the research papers and the conference and the research papers. Then you can have a good idea for your what we call the similar ideas for your one. Then you can transform. View the similarities and the differences of information collectors. You can see the similarities and the differences. So when you use the mobile app and the mobile phone for that monitoring system, what are the other systems they have used? Sometimes they use the satellites and also the wearable devices. So then you can analyze what are the difficulties we can have. The wearable devices, it will cost. The country like Sri Lanka or the third world country can bear this one with the exponential growth of the patients. Likewise, you can think that you can find the optimal solution. Then incubation. Give the solution and then transform it, yes, view the similarities and the differences of the information collected. Incubation means give the subsequences time to reflect on the information. And illumination means creation of an innovative idea. Then you, up to this point, you have analyzed all those things and you can create an innovative idea. Then when you come to this illumination, you have analyzed the similar ideas as well as the technologies it has. Then you can have a broad understanding of this problem, and then you can create a innovative idea and verify it, validate it, the idea, and validate the idea is accurate and useful, and then you can implement. Finally, you can implement. After prototyping, if the prototype is okay, you can implement, transform the idea into the reality. Then invention and innovation. When you consider this invention and innovation, these two words has the different meaning. So innovation is the necessity of the mother of the invention. Necessity of the mother of innovation. Necessity is the mother of innovation. So necessity will come first. Then to satisfy this necessity, innovation will be done. So innovation at the functional as source of innovation, the functional source of innovation depends on the functional relationship between the innovator and the innovation. The person who does the innovation is called the innovator. And innovation is anything new that is actually used, enters to the marketplace, whether the major or minor. And innovation is a user innovation when the developer expect to benefit by using it. And also innovation, manufacturer innovation, when the developer expect to be benefit by selling it. The manufacturer and the user innovation. So then we can have some definitions of that one. Peter Drucker says that the innovation is the specific instrument of the entrepreneurs, the means by which they exploit the changes as opportunities for the different business or different services. So sometimes you can see that like that. Innovation is a doing new things or all things in new ways. New things or all things in new ways. And in 1988, once again, there is Amabile explains that the innovation is the process of development and or exploration of new ideas or behaviors and adaptation of the betterment of the society. So he addressed the society also, that innovation must adapt for the betterment of the society, the people who are using it. Difference between these three, creativity, innovation and invention. So sometimes you might think that those are very similar, but when you consider, there are some slight changes. Creativity is a novel ideas that are communicated, useful and appealing. But invention is the creating something new. So here in this invention, there is no any discussion about the commercially viable or not, just creating something new. And innovation is making the invention into the product form. That means the innovation, it will convert to the innovation. It must have the product form and can be commercialized. Once again, when we consider creativity is a fuzzy idea and can't be clarified until it's made into a prototype. Also, the invention is a new to the world discovered or created, and innovation is about changing the patterns for doing something. Once again, so when you consider creativity, sometimes is an idea. So invention, cash can be converted to the ideas. Also, ideas can convert to the cash. Okay, the next one is creativity based on thinking up new things, based on primary scientific skills, based on broad set of strategic, marketing and technical skills. So that simply when we summarize this invention and innovation, invention is creating something new, but it does not speak any commercial value for that one. And if you want to convert it to the innovation, that invention must have a certain commercial value. If the person creates something new and commercialize it, that will call the innovation, not the invention. So innovation relates to the novelty and the modernization, whereas innovation relates to the novelty and the modernization, and invention relates to the creation of something new. So creation of something new, the something new can be given the commercial value by converting to the innovation. So innovation is a discovery, invention is a discovery, creating a new material or new process, new use of existing materials, or any improvement of the anything of these. So invention is the transform of the creative ideas into useful application. So this is the thing that you can get the real idea of the innovation. Innovation is the transform of the creative ideas, inventions, into the useful application by combining the resources in new or unusual way of providing value to the society. So the providing value to the society for improved product or technology or service. So creativity and innovation, there are some different ideas. That's why I am going to explain all those things to cover everything. The ability to develop new ideas or discover new ways of looking problem opportunities, I explained at the beginning also. And innovation is the ability to apply the creative solutions. You can understand the connection of this creativity and the innovation. Creative solution introduce this creativity, problems, opportunities to enhance or enrich the people's lives. If this creativity can be used to the betterment of the people's lives, that will be a innovation. So these are the new things you have to understand. Out of the box thinking, in box thinking, new box, other box, and no box thinking. I think you can understand this some of this thinking out of the box you can understand. Let's see, actually these ideas were first introduced the Robert Allen back in his PhD thesis, believes that there are more thinking systems than simply out of the box and in the box thinking. You know that in the box thinking means with the given specific area you will have to think with your knowledge, or the out of the box thinking means you have to suspend the conventional thinking and come out of that one and think. So we'll see this new box. New box thinking is a control form of the out of the box thinking. That is the control form of the out of the box thinking. Vertical thinking is compatible to digging the same hole deeper into find the treasure. So you can see you are going to vertically, you are going into deep of that thinking and find the solution. Horizontal or lateral thinking can be compatible to digging new hole in many location. Horizontal, you can understand the lateral thinking, how which I explained previously. So other box means other box involves leaving yours and entering someone else once again with the what's good out of this. So you will leave yours and enter into someone else once again, and you can get some help from the others or discuss with the others. And for example, sending people to work in the other department to learn what the grass of the other side like this, so that when you join to the companies, there are some companies that apply this method. The newcomers must train in different departments to understand the business process in those departments in deep, so that they have to work in the accounts, marketing, production and manufacturing, as well as R&D, everything, so that they have a vast knowledge. And when they are originally in the R&D department, but they can understand the functions and the business process of the other departments, and they can easily analyze it and think with the other factors also. No box might mean complete open thinking with no limits, or virtual transparent box thinking. So open thinking, actually no limits, no boundaries. So these thinking challenges the greatest majority of the people, since tremendously potential risk of are involved. Anything can grow wrong at that time. So simply explain, creativity and innovation, actually the imagination and innovation.
Recording in progress.
Imagination and the innovation, the bridge this gap using the creativity. Imagination is there, innovation is there. So you can easily think that imagination. So for an example, I want to find a solution. Then when I get the previous example, I want to find solution to monitor the quarantine patient. That is an innovation. Is so if I make a creative thing having the commercial value and betterment of the people and everything, so it will become an innovation. And also consider these things. Just I want to show you the being the different. You can see these types of the watermelon, actually, by using the different devices or something like that. This is actually they have created in a different pattern. And here you can see being the different thing. This in the agriculture technology. You can see this also in the storage devices, spreadsheet. This is called the punch cards, diskettes, three and a half diskettes. We have used that, CDs, then pen drives. Now all of these are gone to the cloud and the data centers. So when you consider the capacity gradually increased and provides some portability as well as the and finally you
Sir,
can.
I think your mic is muted, sir.
Sir, yes, okay. Can you? Is it okay now? Ne? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's now okay.
Okay. Sorry. Then you can see this is the punch card. This is one of the storage method in the first, second generations. Then CDs, not CDs. Actually, this is called the diskettes. CDs, then pen drives. Then all of these, actually, you can see the capacity of the spread. Punch card has a less capacity. Then diskettes also has a certain amount of capacity. But introducing this you can see that with all these devices we can use we are not going to use these further, and we can use the cloud environment and the data centers for storing our information. That is convenient and cheaper, and wherever we are, whenever we want, we can get the files saved in these data centers if we have the internet connection and the devices. So here the human robots actually introduced by the different companies. Actually Honda company introduced the human robot having the similar facial expressions of the humans, and we can find different types of human robots, as well as the robo arms are very useful for the heavy industries. And when we consider the innovation process, there are two opposite views of this appearing to explain the appearance of the innovation. One is the evolution review, that means every new or improved artifact is based on these which already exist. Thus every manufactured object can be seen as a part of the sequence itself, connected to the sequence. And second one is revolvery view, that means innovation emerge fully developed form, the mind of the great and the gifted individual innovators who are responsible for major breakthroughs. Key step of this process, one is there are 4 steps. One is preparation of the problem and setting the stages, act of insights. The setting of the stages means collecting the information related to the problem, which I discussed earlier also. And act of insights, a solution is found by mental act that goes beyond the act of the skill normally expected in the trained professional in the field. And finally, critical revision. The solution is fully explored and reviewed with the possible refinement due to the new. When you consider the each and every innovation, we have to follow this process. Perceptions of the problem, you have to have an idea, and setting the stages, collecting the information, act of insights, and critical revisions. When you consider, actually previously also I explained different innovation method here. Also this is also the same. Okay. Steps. And when we consider these innovations, we can find some models. What are those models? One is technology push model. The technology impelled the innovators to think. That's why I told you that when you consider televisions, then with the development of the technology, the innovators are going to introduce using that technology LCD and LED, liquid crystal displays, as well as LED monitors. So technology push. This is the linear model which suggests that the innovation process starts with the idea or the discovery. Here the technology push model, actually 50 to 60s, mid 50s to 60s, we could find basic science, design and engineering, manufacturing, marketing and sales. Technology push model. And next one is market full model. Market full model means the market, it suggests that the stimulus for invention comes from the needs to the society or particular sections to market. The first develop and advertising and promotion campaigns will be done by impelling the people to buy that. So market need and there is a market need and development and manufacturing and sales. The 60 to early 70s we can find this market pull model. There is a need in the market, and to satisfy that, develop the product or service and manufacture it and sales. And next one is the linear sequencing coupling model. That means a more effective model for explaining the coupling model between the science, technology and the marketplace. The model contains feedback loops by essentially its sequencer model. You can see the two models. So new needs and new technologies there. So new needs are there and the new technology. To satisfy that, the idea is generated. So that means the new needs to the needs of need of society and the marketplace. New technology means state of the art of the technology and the production. And to satisfy these new needs and the new needs, use the new technology and generate the idea and develop it, prototype it, manufacturing and marketing and sales. So this we can find this 17th to early 80s of this marketplace. Actually, this will start from the new needs and try to use the new technology. But the next generation innovation process model is like that. Figure innovation process model. This was actually introduced recently. First, idea generation, collect the information and always analyze the customer's unmet or unsatisfied need. Collect the information by using the market analysis and having some discussion with the customers and the customer segments and generate the idea and capture the idea. So to satisfy that ideas, they may have a set of satisfy the customer's unmet or unsatisfied need. They may have a set of ideas for that one. So the ideas is screened using a certain criteria that is called the gate, and economic compatibility and the technologically see whether that can be implemented and commercially viable, and also the rules and regulations, everything is analyzed. And from the set of ideas, if one or two ideas passed and go to the development, next conceptualize. So develop the concept. When the concepts are developed and it must pass through the gates, that is, see whether the available technology is there to develop, how expensive those technologies and whether the people can afford that one, and mass product can it be done the mass production with the available resources and the customer size and the customer segment, also buying power of the customers, everything analyzed, and from that development concept also passed through these gates, and sometimes once again one or two ideas come to this one and refine, determine the feasibility and develop the prototype. So understand the feasibility, whether it can be done with the available resources, and develop the prototype. The prototype development is done and see whether it can be done. Understand the feasibility. Then when understanding the feasibility, once again we can go through this gate and see whether those the ideas that goes to the through these gates, innovation, prospects and portfolio. See this one, and After this stage, only one idea can be seen in this time, so that all the analytical are done, and here get the most feasible idea, and then develop the product and test and deploy, and by doing some use acceptance testing and other testing methods and optimize that, and finally find the business model for commercialize that one and sell. This is the new generation innovation process. The first time identify the opportunities and creating the prospects of portfolio. Second one is commercialized by developing, deploying and exploring. So this is called the innovation process model. When you key challenges, actually I discuss the key challenges. If you are not completely satisfied with the turn of your investment in innovation, what are the obstacles you may face? Sometimes the development time is too long. When you introduce the product in right time to the in the right time to the market, otherwise others will introduce the different similar ideas and get the market. So lack of coordination. Sometimes when it is developed, there may not have a good coordination. Risk adverse culture and limited customer insights, and selecting right ideas, no good ways to measure, and not enough great ideas, also this challenge, and market or communication, insufficient strategic management support, and in-market performance is below expectation, and competitors are more innovative. Likewise, the Boston Consulting Group introduced some key innovation challenges and